Hello, people of the internet. It is I, GareBear890, back again with another video. Now, it's been a while, but I have a good reason. I was playing video games. So, I had a few games left from 2025 to finish before I could complete my top 10 list. So, let's just dive on in now that that has been completed. So, the first two games are actually honorable mentions. They're phenomenal in their own right, but there was a couple others that I felt like had a stronger case for me. But this is a placeholder, actually. So we got The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remake. I have yet to pick up a physical copy, but I have Xbox Game Pass, and so I played it on there, and it was a ton of fun. It was just really cool to, relive this classic, but to have it completely modernized. It was awesome and gorgeous. So that was really fun to have. And basically the same can be said for this bad boy. Metal Gear Solid 3, or Delta as this is known, Snake Eater. I actually played the original about a year and a half ago or so and really enjoyed it. And so then I was excited for this, and it did not disappoint. Man, it was really cool to experience yet again another classic that's been completely modernized in so many ways. Like graphically, just looked incredible, and yeah, always nice to revisit the Metal Gear Solid universe. Okay, now here's another placeholder for Battlefield 6, not 5. Kind of my thing is around Black Friday. Usually the new Battlefield or Call of Duty games will go on sale. I'll pick them up, I'll play the campaign, and then I will sell them because they're usually not too difficult to sell, especially when I'm doing it for around the Black Friday price. So, anyways, that's what I did, and I actually really enjoyed Battlefield 6 campaign. They had some really cool set pieces and some really cool ideas, and as usual, it wasn't too long to play through. I want to say 7-8 hours, and that's nice. Sometimes it's nice to just get through a good short campaign like that. Okay, up next we got Mario Kart World. Now, I have been playing Mario Kart since the beginning. I have loved every iteration. They all have their what makes them great and what drives me crazy. But anyways, I was very much looking forward to this. Picked it up and definitely have had a ton of fun with this. It is really cool. Like just what they've been able to integrate with obviously it being like a much more open world. I really enjoyed the different styles of races and I've had a lot of fun with this one. Okay, then we got Monster Hunter Wilds. So I actually did not get into the series until World, like many people, but I got semi-addicted to Monster Hunter World. I put hundreds of hours into that. I had so much fun. It was so cool. I had some good friends to play it with, so that really helped. So we were very much looking forward to this. Picked it up day one, and yeah, it is awesome. It's just gorgeous, and they had some really cool new mechanics. Um, the reason it's not higher is I feel like it's a little too streamlined. It's a little too easy to find monsters, a little too easy to um, level up like your armor and your weapons, and they don't have as much of an impact like they did in World. And I can only imagine the the games that came before. I know that they were much harder, and there was much more of a grind. But yeah, anyways, still always fun to get back into the world of Monster Hunter, and this was a good one. Okay, up next we got Little Nightmares 3. Yeah, I was very much looking forward to this. I absolutely love the first two games. I have played those multiple times, and I love the world. I love the music, and I love the whole setup, really. So yeah. Anyways, this was definitely another great entry into that series, And yeah, can't argue. Okay, moving on. We got a game that is a little under the radar, but I feel like it's starting to pick up some steam. We got Chronos: The New Dawn. So this is by Bloober Team, and they've made quite a few games, but their claim to fame lately was the phenomenal remake of Silent Hill 2, which was amazing and was definitely my game of the year last year. So yeah, I was definitely interested in picking this up. And yeah, it's awesome. If you love survival horror, this is a great game. Very unique storyline, awesome setting, very atmospheric, challenging, but not too challenging. Like, it's not as crazy as some were making it out to be. But yeah, anyways, very unique and interesting game. All right, and then speaking of Silent Hill, we got another Silent Hill game this year. And that's crazy and beautiful at the same time. So yeah, Silent Hill F. I did not know what to make of this when I first saw the trailer. But still, I was very intrigued and had to give it a go. So yeah, it was a very good game. I really enjoyed it. And the thing that I loved is that they were willing to try something really new and different. We don't see that a lot nowadays. Too many times they try to stick with, what's been done over and over and over again. So I knew I had to support this just for that reason alone. Just a really cool setting, I believe it's 1960s Japan, kind of in a smaller village, and there's just a lot going on. And there's definitely like a lot of twists and turns and events that take place that you would never guess were going to happen. So, anyways, if you love Silent Hill, if you love horror, this is a worthy entry into the series. Okay, up next we got Split Fiction. Just another great game by Hazelight Studios, man. They are on fire. I have loved every single game of theirs that I have played, which I think has been most of them. But yeah, me and my brother played through this, and it was a blast. Like, it's so cool. It was, unpredictable. You never knew what was going to happen, and you never knew what new mechanics you were going to get access to in the next chapter. So yeah, very interesting story, very fun, and a worthy successor to It Takes Two. All right, now here we have another placeholder. So this is for Doom: The Dark Ages. So this was another game that was on Xbox Game Pass, and I played through that, and I loved it. I loved Eternal. I really did. But Eternal, for me personally, was very challenging. I got through it, but there was some points that were very painful. Mainly when I would have to fight a boss, and then immediately after fight two of that boss. That became a norm. So anyways, I kind of struggled with that, because it definitely ramped up the difficulty from Doom 2016. But Doom: The Dark Ages, I think they did a really good job of just having so many different aspects of the difficulty that you could adjust. So you could get it to where it fit your playstyle. So it was like, hey, I want a challenging game for sure. I don't want it to be handed to me. But yeah, I was able to just tweak things here and there until I got it to where it was a good difficulty for me. So I actually really like that. And I would recommend that you play Doom: The Dark Ages. Okay, we're getting down to the final two. And it was kind of tough. But coming in second, we got Death Stranding 2 on the Beach. So I picked up the first Death Stranding basically because I was so curious what the heck this game was. Like, I had to do it. And I really enjoyed it. I did. I liked the story. I liked the gameplay. I loved planning trips and, like, planning out my routes and, like, what worked best and what equipment I would need. And this game, the sequel, I feel like really built on that. And it made it just way more accessible. You got access to, better equipment, more vehicles, quicker. And so it kind of helped the game get going faster than the original. And I think that was the right choice. And then, yeah, the story was awesome. And as usual, I loved the music. And yeah, this was an awesome sequel that I didn't expect. I was surprised when they unveiled this. And then the fact that we got it as soon as we did. Pretty cool. All right. Now, last but not least, this is the game that I basically had to finish because it took quite a while, and that is Ghost of Yotei. I was super excited for this. I loved Ghost of Tsushima. It just blew me away, and so I was super excited to return to this universe. And yeah, new character, new story, new area, but still just beautiful. And what really makes this game stand out for me, and Tsushima as well, is just the atmosphere. They do such an amazing job of making you feel like a samurai, making you feel like a mercenary. And I love the combat and the exploration. And I have dozens and dozens of screenshots because the world is just so gorgeous. And so, yeah, I love when games really help you feel immersed and create just an amazing experience. And so, yeah, this game definitely does that. If you like Tsushima, give this a go. Don't listen to what people are saying. Like, it is a great game. So, yeah, that's going to wrap it up here for my top games of 2025. Let me know, what games did you play? What did you love? What stood out to you? But anyways, as always, thanks for watching and have a good one.